Have you been wondering where the hell the GTA market is heading, by the way, in 2026? So finally, May 2026 data has been in now, and they are telling a very interesting story, by the way.
Property Pulse with Aman Khan.
This is Aman Khan, your own realtor. So I'm sharing the May month data. So finally, every month I can see the market is improving. So every sold price is $1,069,000, which is month by month. So it's already increased by 1.7% from the last year. But again, from the last month. But again, is still below from the last year. Okay, and if you see the transaction wise, the month-wise is 10.7% increased. But if you just see from the last year, that's also increased by 6.3%. So that's great, improvement is happening at the moment. And detached houses, now I'm gonna break down in different categories of the property. So I'm talking about now detached houses. So detached house, the average price is $1.358,000, and the total amount of transaction happened in the month of May. 3,236 property has been sold, buy or sold. So almost, if you check from the month-wise, 17.3% is gone by 17.3%. And if you check from the last year, increased by basically 7.9%. This is again is great news for all the buyers and sellers. And semi-detached, the average price is $1,067,000, and increased from the last month 3.3%, and it still is low, is below 2.8% from the last year. And the total number of transaction happened 608 transaction happened in the month of May. And again, the transaction wise increased by 8%, and is still 1.5% less than the last year. And freehold townhouses, average price is $916,000, and from the last month, it still is below market, by 2.4%. And if you compare from the last year, 8% is a decreased from the last year. And total transaction happened 663, and houses has been buy and sold, and 17.1% increased month-wise if you just check from the last month, and if you check from the last year, is increased by 2%. And condo apartment, that's another good news for the condo owners. The average price is $639,468. That increased by 0.6%. I mean, you will realize that 0.6% is not a big deal. Yes, it's not a big deal, but I'm talking about for the condominium market for the last 3 years, it's been horrible. So if you just consider that, then at least it's increasing, and it's still below. It still is decreased by 6.4% from the last year. But it's kind of like increasing, by the way. It's going towards the positive direction. Even for the last month also is increased. And if you check the total number of sale, so 1,535 transaction happened, which is decreased 1.2% decrease from the last month. But if you check from the last year, is increased by 3.6%. So this is a great sign again for the buyer and sellers, for the condo owners. So that was a very brief intro for the May month data. But now I'm going to share with you from January to May what's going on in this year of 2026. So now I'm sharing the data from this year, January to May 2026. What exactly going on? Home sales have jumped significantly. Price continue to rise, and buyers are slowly returning to the market. So in today's video, I will break down exactly what is the number mean for the buyers and sellers and investor in the GTA. When we look at the first 5 months of 2026, we can clearly see the strong momentum building in the market. January recorded 3,049 sales. By May, that number had increased to 6,583 sales. That is an increase of approximately 116% in just 5 months. So at the same time, average home prices also increased from 968,000 to January, almost 1,069,000 in May. So that's like again is a gain of 100,000. So that is an increase of approximately 116% in just 5 months. At the same time, average home prices increased from 968,562 in January to almost $69,000 in May. So that's a gain of over 100,000 in average home value. So let's look at the sales activity month by month. I'm just gonna break down actually. So in month of January, sales happened almost 3,049 transactions. And in February, it's happened 3,839 transactions, and it's increased by 26%. And again, in month of March, it's almost 5,004 transactions happened, and again, it's increased by 30%. And in month of April, almost 5,930 transactions happened, and again, it's increased by 15.79%. And if you just check the month of May data, it significantly went up. If you're comparing from the January month, so our sales again is happened 6,583 transactions, and if you just check from the January month, almost is 99.54% increased happened from January to May month. And it is a significant amount, by the way. Now all the people who are sitting aside, all the buyers sitting aside, they're coming out and started buying it. Month of May, almost 6,583 transactions happened and increased by almost 4.36%. What does this tell us, by the way? It tells us the buyers who are sitting on the sideline are starting to come back into the market. And we are seeing improved confidence and more showing and stronger activity across many GTA communities. Now let's talk about the pricing. In month of January, average price was almost $968,562, and in month of February is gone up by almost 1,007,000, and almost increased by 5.32%. See, the month of March, the price gone by almost 1,016,000, and is again increased by 0.87%. And if you check the month of April, the price almost gone by $1,042,000, and the percentage wise again is increased by 2.54%. And in month of May, and the price again gone by $1,069,000, and percentage wise again is gone by 2.63%. So if you just check the price wise from January to May, the total price, the average price gone by 11.81%. So prices have increased by roughly 10.4% from January to month of May. What is important here is that we are not seeing a sudden spike. We are seeing the steady, healthy appreciation month after month. That is generally a sign of improving the market stability. So Mr. Sellers, if you are thinking about the selling, this is encouraging news. More buyers in the market means more showing, more competition, better negotiation leverage. However, prices remain critical. Homes receiving the most attention are not necessarily the cheapest home. The homes that are prepared properly, market aggressively, priced strategically. This is why I continue to tell sellers, don't test the market. Price is strategically from the day one. What I recommended for sellers in the today's market, number one is prepare properly. Means stage the property and declutter the home, complete minor upgrades that improve the first impression. Step 2, launch aggressively. Mean Thursday MLS launch. Then social media marketing like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook and Instagram advertising, and Google business exposure. Step 3, price strategically. Avoid chasing the market. Avoid overpricing. Home price correctively are still getting the strong showing and traffic and faster decision, better offer and better negotiation leverage. What it means for the buyers? For the buyers, market is becoming more competitive than it was earlier this year. You still have more choices than during the peak market years, but inventory is being absorbed faster. The buyers are winning right now are pre-approved, prepared, and decisive. Waiting for the major price crash is becoming a riskier strategy as the market actively continue to improve. My expectation for summer 2026 is continued improvement in the activity. If interest rate remain stable or more lower, we could see even more buyer entering in the market. That would put the additional pressure on the inventory and potentially support the further price growth. If you are thinking about the buying, selling or investing anywhere in the GTA, I would be more than happy to help you. If you found this market update helpful, please like this video, leave the comments and subscribe to my channel and share this video with anyone thinking about making a move in 2026.